comic enthusiasts. Welcome back to HC Comics, your gateway to the colorful and captivating world of comics. Today, we're embarking on the next exciting chapter of this comic series together. Wishing you all some relaxing moments as we dive into HC Comics adventure. Returning to the main developments of the story, in this episode, we start with the scene.
Teenage Mercenary 87. Why haven't you touched your food?
Huh? Oh, I don't feel too well.
Then you should have gotten it checked. Your health is your responsibility, yo nah. I hear Lewin paid a visit recently.
He did.
A marriage proposal disguised as a business trip, wasn't it?
How do you know that?
Of course I know. It was my idea.
What?
I thought it'd be beneficial for everyone involved. So I brought up the idea to Lewin myself.
So, Yeon-ho suggested it to Lewin? Without so much as asking me how I felt?
I was quite sure things would proceed without much delay. But I didn't think he'd cause trouble with his careless past relationships.
Huh? His past relationships.
Sure.
It all fell through because I turned him down. Maybe that's the excuse he gave to Yeon-ho on my behalf?
Anyway, it got me thinking, and why don't you study abroad for a while?
What? Study abroad?
And while you spend some time overseas, I'll find you someone suitable. I made all the arrangements. All you have to do is fly over in a month.
There he goes again. Whatever he wants. No, I'm not moving overseas.
What?
I want to stay in Korea.
That's a first. You've never gone against my wishes before, yo nah. If this shift in mindset is a recent thing, does it have anything to do with that trainee bodyguard?
What?
Come, now, you're at the age to start having interest in dating, yo nah.
Well, it's just that. But that's all it can be.
No good will come out of it. Certainly not for you. And not for that young man, either. You'd rather check in with your cousin than your own little sister, huh?
Can you give us a second, yo nah? The old siblings have some catching up to do.
What do you think you're doing?
I just came for some tea with my good old brother since it's been so long.
I don't think you have time to sit around drinking tea. The new business is quite far behind the goal, isn't it? We're making ties with a humble family. There should at least be some profit out of it.
Business is fickle and slow, brother. And especially when dealing with the arms industry. We're simply taking the necessary steps, one by one. And I take offense to calling my fiancé's family humble. Turns out he's a pretty decent guy.
You say that, but I know you could never be satisfied with a family like that. You only chose him to win grandfather's favor.
What are you guys doing here? Didn't you go home?
We're just working. Yeon-ho Sin has been watching out for Yo Na since she was little. But it's not quite. It's more like an attempt to control her, rather than to take care of her. It wasn't so bad when Yo Na's father was still with us, but since he passed, the man just manipulates her however he pleases. He's the one WHO made Yo Na do that student exchange program overseas. What's the reason? The reason why he's trying to control her. I figure you would know, since you've been beside her all this time. My guess is that he's trying to gain control of Yo Na's share of SW Corp. He's been trying to keep her on his side since she was young. And with her parents both gone now, he's trying to use her against Jia Sin and the other opponents in the fight for control of SW.
I'm sorry. I went and made another engagement when we were supposed to go gaming together.
It's okay.
You guys haven't had dinner yet. Why don't we stop for some instant noodles and triangle kimbap?
But you already had dinner with Mr. Sin.
My stomach was acting a little funny then. So I couldn't really eat. Miss Yo Na is currently with Soju Ko and Ijin Yu.
Do a thorough scan of her surroundings.
Yes, sir.
The bird wants out of the case, eh? What kind of a keeper would I be if I just sat around watching? Our team will be escorting Miss Yo Na from this point on. What do you think you're doing here? This is blatant disregard for company protocol. I wouldn't be talking of negligence if I were you. You're shamelessly carrying on as her security detail when she was kidnapped under your watch. How in the world do you expect me to leave her in your care? Mr. Sin, I still believe this is uncalled for. If you must, please file a formal complaint with. I've already addressed this with the Chief Secretary this morning. Don't let your useless ego get in the way and let the experts handle it. These men are proven specialists. WHO handle the safety of prominent world leaders. We are security experts as well, sir. You call yourselves experts when the person you were hired to protect was kidnapped?
Please, that's enough. I'll be fine. You can stand down for now.
Yes, miss.
We will escort you, Miss. Teenage Mercenary 88.
I wonder if Yo Na and Soju aren't coming today. It's ME. Team 3 won't be on Yo Na security detail as of today. I'll explain in person later. Sir, they can't just do this to us. How can they just dismiss us when Miss Yo Na's safety is our sole responsibility? Is there nothing we can do about this, sir? Enough. Until we receive further instructions from the higher UPS. We will not be escorting Miss Yo Na. Yes, sir.
He switched Yo Na's bodyguards without any consideration. And he's probably sending her abroad so it can benefit him somehow.
Ma'am, this problem concerns more than just Team 3. It will be an issue for the entire SW Security Department.
Any word from the Chief Security Officer?
No feedback to note, ma'am. I had found it odd that Mr. Sin traveled with such a large-scale security unit. I believe this was his plan all along.
Are those people on his unit really that impressive? Yan Ho wouldn't let just anyone follow him around, I guess.
The firm is called Iron, a world-class private military company. A reputable firm of impressive proportions employing top agents worldwide.
And how do they compare with our security team?
It wouldn't be a suitable comparison, given their various fields of operation as a PMC. Abbreviation for private military company, but in terms of private security services. Our teams may be better in domestic security, and they would be better in overseas situations. Security services are heavily dependent on regional characteristics, ma'am. Given their vast pool of data and diverse roster of agents, their extensive past experience will give them a quicker advantage in the worst situations.
They must be pretty remarkable, if your willing speaks so highly of them.
It's understandable that Mr. Sin would hire them, given his many ongoing projects overseas.
That's probably not the whole of it. He doesn't trust anyone. He only trusts ties that are bound through ironclad contracts. Everything written in plain text. Nothing less or more. He probably feared the possibility of a spy within the SW Security Department. So, you heard?
Yes.
What's your next move, then?
I just do what needs to be done. Hey, Ijin's here. Ijin, you won't believe what happened. It's just ridiculous.
Miss Yo Na cleared her schedule and is keeping to her room.
Is she? Never mind that. Have you scheduled meetings with some suitable heirs once she begins her studies overseas?
I have, sir.
Very well. You may leave. I've been waiting for your call. As we discussed, SW and Iron will be able to collaborate on a venture quite soon. That is good news. If ever you should require our services in the matter, please let us know. After all, you are a very important client for us, Mr. Sin. G.E. Sin. You may have landed SW an arms deal with your engagement. But I won't sit by and let you have your way. You may have built us the bridge, but I'll be the one to cross it to greener pastures.
Hey, sorry for the surprise visit. PDX.
Teenage Mercenary 89. Your flight is in 2 days, so be ready.
What, so soon?
I made the necessary arrangements, but you need time to get adjusted. Not to mention all the people you'll have to meet. Even a week from now wouldn't leave you enough time. So make sure everything here is settled by then. I've explained this to you before, Yo-na. You have a responsibility. Your duty to act for the benefit of SW is the price of the many privileges you enjoy. So don't go making the same mistake this time.
I hope I didn't call you too late.
It's fine. It's not that late. I was just working out.
But you train with the security team almost every day. And you still work out afterwards?
Yeah.
Wow, is that why you're so good in training? The other bodyguards are always saying how good you are. And some of them seem pretty intent on beating you.
Didn't know.
We were supposed to meet everyone at the game room today. Were they mad that I wasn't at school?
No, they were just wondering why you weren't there.
Man, I was gonna blow them away with my new skills today.
Jae-hyun was being so hard on me about how bad I played. So I practiced by myself at home.
Don't tell anyone, Ijin. Whisper.
Your secret is safe with me.
I'm even better than Soju at times.
Better than Soju?
I'm gonna get Jae-hyun off my case. You just watch me. Miss Yo-na, it's quite late. Right, we'll get going soon. The thing is, I'm leaving soon to study abroad. That's why I came to see you. There's not much time and lots of things to prepare. So, I won't be coming back to school. Rise, I should go. I'll see you.
Okay. Yo-na.
Soju, what are you doing here? I heard you're leaving. Sorry, I wanted to tell you ahead of time, but it's all so sudden.
I won't be going with you this time. It looks like Yeon-ho made sure to keep me away. Do you have to go?
You know as well as I do. Yeon-ho hurts everyone close to me if I don't do as he says.
I'm asking you what you think though. You were the happiest I've seen you recently. You laughed a lot. You talked more. You seemed really happy.
That's why. That's the reason why I'm going. I really was happy, like you said. I honestly don't know if I'd ever felt this happy and relaxed before. But I can't let those guys get hurt because of me.
You're proceeding with moving Yo-na overseas? Yes, sir. I'm hoping to have her settled there for good this time. She's all grown up, after all. It's not like the chairman to entertain such humble company. I apologize for asking you in again on such short notice. Not at all. You met Yo-na yesterday? Yes, sir. And, how did she seem? She seemed in need of her family. The livelihoods of many people depend on SW Corp. Which is why SW significantly affects the industry and economy of this country. If things go awry for SW Corp, it would devastate a great number of people. And I bear the weight of this SW Corp upon my shoulders. I cannot consider just my family alone. If I were to favor any individual, it could jeopardize SW's standing. And the only ones harmed by this would be the powerless people. I understand. But for Yo-na, you are her family and her grandfather. I lost my memory and lived my days in battle. But when I came back to this country, my grandfather wept and took me in his arms. I didn't need to remember my past in order to understand. I understood what a family is because of him.
Miss Yo-na hasn't left her residence since that day.
Not once during the past 2 days?
Yes, sir.
And she hasn't met that trainee bodyguard either?
No, sir.
I'm glad she's come to her senses then. She always caught on quickly since she was little. Teenage Mercenary 90.
You little. The corporation Miss Yo-na is scheduled to meet later this week reached out, sir. They'd like to meet with her as soon as possible. They were quite eager and willing to meet at her earliest convenience.
Snicker, tell them to expect us as soon as we arrive.
Yes, sir.
YEONA makes the best kind of acquisition for them. They can build a base in the new, flourishing Korean market through her, while establishing family ties with a global name like SW. All I need to do is select the one with the best offer. Then I'll be able to waste all the other players in the race, and finally claim SW for myself.
Ijin. Hold on, why are you blocking Ijin? What do you think you're doing? Miss Yo-na, please. According to the current traffic update, we must leave now in order to stay on time. But it's just a moment.
Yo-na-sin. What is it that you want? Tell me what you want.
What? What do I want?
What's the holdup? We have places to be. WHO put you up to this? Didn't you hear me?
Wait, Yeon-ho.
Yo-na-sin. Forget about everyone else. Just say what you want.
What I want. I don't want to go abroad. I want to stay here.
Then that's all there is to it. Get in the car now, Yo-na, and him out of my sight.
Yes, sir. Ijin. Ijin, what are you doing?
I'm just doing my job, and that's protecting you.
But it'll just make things harder for you. Yeon-ho, he'll never let this go. I know how much Ijin cares for his family. And Yeon-ho would definitely try to hurt them too.
It's okay. This is what I do. Being young and reckless doesn't excuse you from everything. I'm just doing what I should be doing as Yo-na's bodyguard. Sigh. Kids these days have no grasp on the real world. Well, hurry and get rid of him, and get Yo-na in the car.
Yes, sir.
What do you all think you're doing? Teenage Mercenary 91. What do you all think you're doing? You there, Team 3 leader. Let's hear it. Team 3 is only doing what it needs to be doing. What you need to be doing. We are protecting Miss Yo-na. You're trying to take Miss Yo-na away against her will, and we're here to stop you. I see, and I assume, you're prepared to face the repercussions of these actions? Because I will hold you accountable. Every last one of you, in fact. Not just the team leader. We're prepared, sir. All right, then. Have it your way. From this point on, all of you are.
Don't threaten my bodyguards. They're all trying to protect me even though Yeon-ho is ready to harm them. I can't keep hiding behind them like this. These people are all here to protect me. You don't have the right to threaten them just because you don't approve. I need to protect them too, in my own way. And don't even think of going after them. ... Because I'm gonna protect them too.
All right, I'll respect your wishes and won't penalize your bodyguards. So let's stop delaying or we'll miss our flight.
No, you can go without me. I'm not moving overseas. Yo-na, come with me before I lose my patience. I said no. Also, I'd appreciate it if you'd stop planning out my life however you see fit. Yo-na, tell me, you think you can handle the consequences of your actions? I'll hold my own just fine. So don't bother yourself. This useless girl thinks she can challenge me? I'm gonna go. Yo-na-sin. Sheesh, what are you screaming at her for? You heard her. She doesn't want to go. Stay out of this, G.E. I'd say the same to you, Yeon-ho. Yo-na's not some little girl who can't make her own decisions. What gives you the right to force her to move abroad against her will? Times have changed, you know. You couldn't even do that to her if she was your own daughter. Why the sudden interest in Yo-na? You never spoke up before. I just got fed up with watching you trying to exploit a young girl. Excuse me? What, did I hit a nerve? Stop dragging her into this and just face me head on. Grandpa?
Yo-na, what is it that you truly want?
What?
You can tell me. What's on your mind? It's all right.
I want to stay here. And figure out what I want to do other than running the company. You want to figure out what you want to do? Something other than management? I'm not cut out for management and don't want to just do it because of WHOIAM. Taking that kind of position would be reckless and cause harm to people involved in the company. I want to see what else is out there.
Very well. Then that's what you'll do. What's going on? Yes, sir? Yon Ho. I will not have you deciding Yona's life for her any longer. But, sir, I was only thinking of her best int. I am her grandfather and I will assume that responsibility. You can focus on your own affairs. I understand, sir. Let's go.
Ijin, Soju, let's go to school.
Sir, you seem rather fatigued. Being a good grandfather, it's more taxing than I anticipated. Is everything all right? I must apologize. There's been a slight hiccup to our plans. It looks like we'll have to take things slower than we had initially discussed. Oh, that's quite all right. That's how this business works, after all. Thank you for understanding. And please, feel free to let me know if there's anything you need. We're always ready and willing to come to a partner's aid. That ungrateful little. I took her in when the rest of the family ignored her and this is how she repays me. She'd be absolutely worthless without her shares. And why did Gia barge in all of a sudden? All these years she's never wanted anything to do with Yo-na. Come in. Did you look into it?
Yes, sir. It seems Miss Yo-na and Miss Ji have been on good terms recently. Miss Yo-na was even seen paying Miss Ji visits at the office.
What? It can't be. Ji-sin. You think you can take what's mine? You mentioned that I could ask for your assistance. Does the offer still stand? Of course. My sister. She's becoming an impediment. I understand. Call the camp. We haven't cleared all the suspicions about the camp yet, sir. It doesn't matter. They may be treacherous, but they've followed my orders so far. Yes, sir. Teenage Mercenary 92. Don't forget, we're all going to the game room after school. What's gotten into you lately, Yo-na? I don't get why you're gaming so hard. It's not like you're any good either. Just shitting all over the map. Shitting? How can you say something so obscene? Never mind. Anyway, we're on for gaming later. Ijin's not here today. Ijin is on duty with Team 2.
Maybe you should check your phone. I can check it once I'm off duty, ma'am. It's fine, just go ahead and check it. We're just sitting in the car, after all. And it could be something urgent. Must be from his family, judging by the look on his face. Are you free tomorrow night after duty? I thought we could have dinner together.
I'm meeting some friends.
I'm having dinner with the major and I thought you could join us. Will do, ma'am.
001. Once every week. Turn the phone on for 1 minute at 2100 hours. If we ever need to make contact, that'll be the time. Let's just hope we never need to. I guess you turned it on right on time. What is it? I have some intel to share. We all knew the camp was receiving orders from somewhere, right? Judging by how those bastards that caught 032 tried to grill him. I think they were probably investigating the camp. Investigating the camp? Yeah, which is why they went after 032, thinking he was under orders from Mad Dogs. My hunch is that the camp hid the fact that you're still alive from their superiors. After all, the camp almost ran itself into the ground going after you. They probably reported back to their superiors and said you were eliminated. But that wasn't the case, because you're still alive. As the camp leader, Mad Dog probably didn't want the truth to get out. That explains why the camp hasn't really pursued you. Because that level of aggressive activity will raise suspicion with their superiors. How's 032? All healed, thankfully. He's struggling a bit with life beyond the camp, but he'll be fine. All right, take care, then. .001? There's no mistake, it's 001.
Teenage Mercenary 93.
It's ME 005? Done with your mission already?
No, I arrived today and just confirmed the target.
Then why did you call? To ask you something. This isn't like you, calling me during a mission for some question. Well, what is it?
It's about 001. How exactly did he die?
By explosion. We blew up the building he was hiding in.
And you confirmed the body, of course.
Of course. But, why the sudden inquiry? I'm just sad I couldn't finish him off myself. I heard 006 and 032 were killed in action recently. With so few of US numbers left, I can't help resenting 001 for putting all of us in this mess. This isn't like you at all. Don't waste your energy on emotions and just complete your mission.
Will do.
Shit, Iron is sniffing around because of 001 and now I have to worry about the others too. I need to eliminate 001 as soon as possible.
He tried to hide it, but he was flustered at the mention of 001. Mad Dog is hiding something. Could it be? Was that really 001? He does look different from before. But also just like the 001 I remember.
I nearly jumped when I heard you were ATSW. And more surprised when the news came from none other than GE. I'm sorry I didn't tell you before. I wasn't able to reach you in. That's okay. I know I'm hard to reach when I'm out on a mission.
Besides, you don't have to report back to me on everything. But how's he doing? Fitting in nicely, right? Oh, he's long since fit in. His teammates adore him.
Of course they do. PEAMING are Ijin's popular with everyone, you know.
He hardly speaks up when it's just the two of us. But he seems like a whole other person with Ijin around.
Say, GE, if you could, please look after Ijin. Stutter.
So, tell me, how do you two know each other?
Approximately 3 years ago, sometime in April, I was on business overseas and received Ijin's assistance. Ijin was 16 years old at the time and had a calm, dependable demeanor. His many years of experience overseas helped me a great deal. He came to know my troops well as a result. We often played games, shared meals, and exercised together.
Oh, I see.
They're definitely not telling me something. He couldn't sound more like an automated voice recording. Shouldn't the food be here by now?
Seems a bit slow today, doesn't it? I wasn't trying to interrogate him. I only asked because I was genuinely curious. Not such a great feeling to see him tense up this way. Will you excuse me for a moment? It's an urgent call.
Phew, I sounded okay, right? Yes, sir. Perfect. And your grandpa and sister are doing well? Yes, sir. I really was surprised to hear about you training a TSW security team, but it does seem like it'd be a good fit for you. Is that what you're planning to pursue after you graduate? I haven't thought that far ahead yet. Really? But GE tells me that you're doing really well there. Gia and I don't get to talk much, but I've never seen her compliment someone before. And yet she always speaks highly of you every time. I believe she's willing to be more lenient due to my acquaintance with you and my young age. And it's not too much to juggle SW duties with your schoolwork? It can't be easy to adapt to working with such an established unit. The school and SW have both been very considerate of the adjustment. And how about friends? Are you getting along with your friends? I am, sir. The men were all asking about you and when you'll come visit. I'll set a date to visit them soon, sir.
I thought the kid only smiled when it came to his family. I guess the two of them really are close.
I almost feels as though I'm the third wheel here.
Seeing you up close is all the proof I needed. Looks like you're still alive. 001.
.005. The camp has deployed 005, sir. I wasn't expecting them to send one of the numbers on a thing like this. With the camp under such scrutiny lately, they're probably using their best weapons to ensure a successful mission. It figures. The numbers are rather unmanageable, but they're still the camp's safest bet. Numbers, a special experimental unit created by the camp, a covert operations syndicate under Iron's wing. It began with 1,000 recruits. After years of hellish training and death-defying missions, 40 soldiers remained to form the Numbers unit. Once these soldiers were assigned to FULL scale missions, it took the shortest span of time in Iron's history to achieve its greatest growth and wealth. Such growth was possible because the Numbers secretly took care of countless obstacles for Iron's profit, but it all ended with the betrayal of a renegade soldier, their de facto leader. Many of the Numbers were lost in the process, and even the sheer forces of the camp disintegrated to the brink of collapse. By order of Iron, the camp began deploying the remaining Numbers as solo agents, and new mercenaries were employed to carry out the various missions. Such a shame. If only the right control could have been possible. Teenage Mercenary 94.
I didn't think you'd still be alive, 001. And thriving is more like it, it seems.
If you didn't expect to see me, that must mean Mad Dog wasn't the one WHO sent you.
Are you saying that Mad Dog knew you were still alive? That bastard. Why did he hide the fact that 001 is still alive?
And if you're not here for me, then your target must be in Korea right now. You found me while tracking down your target, which means it's someone in SW.
ENDEKER. It sure has been too long. Made me nostalgic enough to waste my breath in front of you, when I should just kill you right here and now. What the hell was that? After all these years, now you're suddenly reluctant to kill your comrade? 26 of our comrades died at your hands. And now you choose to be reluctant?
So, that wraps up this chapter, folks. I'm concluding the video right here. Stay tuned for the thrilling developments in the next episode. And don't forget to show your support with a like and subscribe, fueling my motivation to bring you even more captivating comic chapters in the future. Until next time, happy reading!